Types of government. Types of government can be described as democratic or authoritarian, based on who can participate in the governing process, how much authority the government has, and to what extent individual liberty is protected. In a democratic government, the people have more of a say, but they're also responsible for participating in government. On the opposite side of the continuum, in an authoritarian government, the power of the government is held by one or a few. When we talk about power, it means the ability and/or authority to control or influence others. So think about it. Who has power at your house? Who has power in the classroom? Who has power at Clarksburg High School? And who has power in the county, the state, or the United States? The first type of government we are going to talk about is an autocracy. An autocracy is an authoritarian government because it is ruled by one leader. The best way to remember the definition of an autocracy is that there can only be one driver in an automobile, or in this picture, one bus driver. Too many drivers would lead to an accident, so no backseat or passenger drivers, please. A dictator is another type of authoritarian government. The leader holds absolute power and authority. This would mean the leader would say jump, and the people would have to jump or face consequences. Historically, the most famous dictator we learned about is World War II's Adolf Hitler. In World Life, playing Simon Says also shows us how one can be a dictator. If you don't follow what Simon says, you're out of the game. Another authoritarian type of government is a monarchy. It's when royalty, like a king or queen or an emperor, has the power. There are two types of monarchies. An absolute monarchy is when the king, queen, or emperor exercises supreme powers, all of them. A constitutional monarchy is one that shares governmental powers with elected legislatures or lawmakers. You'll see a constitutional monarch usually as a ceremonial leader of government. You know all those events Queen Elizabeth or Prince William and his wife the Duchess of Cambridge attend? Yeah, those are for just ceremonial purposes. A absolute monarch was seen with Japan during World War II. In an oligarchy, a small group of people rule. Those in power can be distinguished by royalty, wealth, family ties, education, religion, or military power. If you're looking for a way to remember what an oligarchy is, just think of an Olive Garden restaurant. You don't go to an Olive Garden by yourself. You usually go to the restaurant with a small group of friends. All the way on the opposite side of an authoritarian government is a democracy. Democracies are ruled by the people, meaning that the people who are being governed have a voice. In the picture, people can vote and petition the government. There are two types of democracy. The first one being a direct democracy. It's when people vote directly on laws every single time. This type of democracy can only occur in small populated areas. In largely populated areas, such as the United States with over 321 million people, we have what's known as a representative democracy. It's when people vote for officials like governors, presidents, senators to create and enforce laws. Why? Because if every person said one thing about a law, we would be sitting around listening to people's opinions forever.